Then because they don't have. It might have changed by now, but they want you to work actually doing maintenance. So it's a program that they'll just OJT basically, and it was you'll find that the C5, if you ever flew on them, they would every time they land they break, and they have a nickname. Do you ever hear the nickname for it? Or Fred? You ever hear that? Yeah, fucking ridiculous economical disaster. Yeah, it's the hydraulics. It's I mean, it didn't fall out of the sky, but when it landed, it would break. So whenever we flew on different deployments, when I went in the Navy, if we were on a C5, I would say, "Hey, we're staying in Spain overnight." And they're like, "We're not supposed to." I'm like, when we land, this plane will break. And
I bet that, what is it, per flight hour you had to have like 10,
yeah,
10 maintenance
yeah.
hours or something
And
ridiculous?
the hydraulics, the way it kneeled and the front came up, and yeah, it just wasn't a very reliable as far as like not unsafe, but when it lands, it's gonna want to stay for a while.
I never got in my whole career. I never got to fly on a C5. Most of the missions were C17. And, C-130s, AC-130. That's a dope aircraft, by the way.
Oh yeah, I haven't flown in one. I've seen them. Yeah, those are nice.
It's super sick. So okay, so you become a loadmaster. But your admirations were to fly eventually.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Air Force deployments in a little bit of time
Yeah.
and kind of work your way towards the Navy
Yeah.
career.
So the Air Force. I don't want to call them all deployments because and I think now every time you leave they call it deployment, but TDYs, TAD, depending on the branch. I went to some nice places, Hawaii for 4 weeks, or when you stay, it's Air Force, so you stay in nice hotels on the beach, and probably the one time I was actually shot at, like aiming at me and the people with me was in during Somalia. I was a young guy, and we were staying in Ethiopia, and we'd fly down. They had a broke C5, go figure, and in Mogadishu in Somalia. So the army we didn't have any weapons. We just had our toolboxes. The army was going down on a convoy, and they said, "Hey, we're not letting them come, Air Force guys with toolboxes. It's heavy fire and that." So finally, they got us to fly with the Canadians and helicopters. And I was probably a E4, I think, at the time, and I think I was a ranking guy. And we were they're landing. I'm like, I don't think this is a spot. Choppers going, and I don't think this is it. Yeah, that's it. And so we got out. And we're in the middle of Mogadishu, and they started getting shot at. And it took us a while. We were hiding, and because we didn't have anything. Throw a torque wrench at them. And so anyway, we finally see a UN truck. It seems like it was 45 minutes. It probably was 10. I don't know. But that was like the one time in most of my deployments where they're aiming for me and people around me. Yeah.
Crazy. That's probably the most Air Force story.
It is.
Of all Air Force stories.
And the thing is, in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, where I was staying, my hotel, I had a king, what do you call it, a California King. I was at E4. We had 5 restaurants. And that was waiting for me.
You got to get back to the hotel so that way you go and relax, get away from that bullshit.
Yeah.